Yes, let's discuss digital audit. Now you see there are two topics inside this. One is digital audit and another one is auditing digitally. Both are completely different. Digital audit means auditing the systems. Auditing systems. Auditing digitally means using the systems for the audit of financial statements. Both are different. Nothing but digital audit is nothing but systems audit. Digital audit is nothing but systems audit. Now, so how digital audit will benefit? What are the key features of digital audit? So when you're doing system audits, no, you will identify automatically all technological lapses, all that. Therefore, latest technological advancement and all management will be aware. It improves quality of opinion, leading to more reliable audit report. It saves time, cost, human effort, allowing more productive tasks. Digital processes can operate autonomously and standardize processes and controls to mitigate risks. Digital audit provides a comprehensive overview of end-to-end process. In systems audit only we get all this. And digital audit helps to create a future digital strategy where the companies can adopt AI, robotics, all that, and the auditor can make a proper informed decisions if at all systems audit is correctly done and identified all the vulnerabilities and all. Understood? So systems audit, another name is digital audit. In fact, this kind of explanation I didn't give even in my EO class also. Okay, so this simplification I didn't give that time. It didn't strike me. Next, advantages of digital audit: enhanced and enhanced effectiveness and efficiency. Automation and tools increase efficiency, better audit quality, and lower cost. Automation will reduce the lot of cost. Better analytics, improved data analytics, all that, improved risk management. Now, considerations for using digital techniques and automation. So when a company is planning to use digital techniques and automation, what they need to consider, all that. First, people. Yes or no? First, you must understand what benefits an organization will get through automation. Then they need to first look at the people. Are the people ready? Because change is difficult. And target the right processes. You have to automate, you have to implement automation, all that in the right processes where less judgment is involved, where it is repetitive task, like that. And automation is not a standalone solution. It should be part of as a broad digitization strategy. Ensure process is working and standardized before automating. Boards don't easily adapt to process changes. So governance and data security are also critical when you're adopting automation, because this introduces new challenges like cyber risks, all that. So what are the considerations for using digital techniques and automation? 4 marks question. Understood? Next, then auditors focus, and obviously auditor also has to focus on new technologies like new activities, changes in system development, impact of new technology, and how organization is generating and using information for internal control. So auditor has to understand this new technology, all that. Then auditing digitally means what? Using technology for efficient and effective audit. Okay, so in a rapidly growing environment, adapting technology is crucial. And using the technology, you can select sample size based on materiality, all that. So digitizing audits through automation and innovation is key. The real risks of the client and all you can understand, and understanding how technology can help, all that. Expectations from the auditor: audit team should involve experts in software applications and technologies like robotic process, AI, blockchain. This expertise ensures highest quality of audits. And investment: auditor has to invest in training their people digitally so that technology oriented audits can be done. Technology investment has focused on developing tools for data analytics. Auditor has to invest in developing tools also. Okay, all big four entities, all these big firms and all, they have lots of softwares, their own softwares, customized softwares. The auditor reviews the final result file to identify any exception, and boards reduce manual intervention, provide accurate results. Today, extracting data, everything is automatically happening through boards. Periodically, the data will be captured and then kept in the auditor servers itself most of the time. Next, what are the key features or advantages of auditing digitally? Improved quality of audit, and auditor, data analytics helps moving from sample auditing to full transactions review. Today auditors are reviewing 100% verification again instead of going for sample. 100% verification means control aspects. Okay, test of controls and test of details we have, right? So typically test of controls, test of details is both are same only. When you see, it will be same only, it looks like it's same. Where if at all I'm seeing the voucher, who authorized it? Is there an authorization? If I see is there an authorization and I compare who has to authorize, who authorized it. Okay, and when the voucher was generated, when the order was generated, if I am looking at all these control elements, that's test of control. For substantive procedure, same voucher only I'll check, but there I will check amount, quantity, matching with GRN, matching with stock record. If I'm matching quantity, amounts, all this accounting data, then that is substantive procedure. Technically, control testing, substantive testing, both will be through vouchers and transactions only. Transactions testing only, this is nothing but if you are testing process, then that's a control testing. If you are checking actual what happened, that's a test of details. Are you clear? Next. So decreased human dependency because of auditing digitally. Human dependency, technology reduces manual interventions, lowering manual errors. It also streamlines testing process and reduce errors. And technology audits will increase transparency, where the auditor can trace a transaction end to end. They can review details like date of changes, who made them, what was changed through audit trail, because audit trail feature is there. Next, automation and ease, like data extraction, recording the work, sampling, everything is automated. And dashboards can be used like Power BI, which will help the auditor to form an opinion or to form a conclusion or to analyze the data with ease. Then improved efficiency, technology and digital upskilling helps the auditor to become more efficient, and as a whole you can do a better risk assessment. So the auditor can focus on real challenges and assess potential risks precisely. See, real challenge means what? Instead of sitting and wasting your time on getting the data, all these challenges, you can directly focus on the real challenge like subject matter audit, risk assessment, all that. Now, what are the considerations in auditing digitally? What are the considerations? You see, similar word consideration is used here also. So no, you see, considerations for using digital techniques and automation. That answer is different. What are the considerations in auditing digitally? This answer is different. You know, what are the considerations in auditing digitally? You must have a clarity on what problems you're trying to solve. Which technology can help you? How will you upskill your people to use the upcoming latest technology? What are the range of solutions that are available in the market? Okay, so what are the, I mean, there are various technologies like macros and skips, business process automation, or robotic process automations, intelligent process automation. IPA is nothing but a combination of RPA and AI. Intelligent process automation is a combination of robotic process plus, you know, artificial intelligence. Next, so considerations in auditing digitally. So continuously evaluate emerging technology and latest tools. What will make your audit easier? Identify that. And many vendors and startups use data acquisition, manipulation, visualization tools. How these will integrate into your current processes, and identify, flag means identify potential implementation issues. Technology is effective only if it is used properly. Training and development is essential to ensure that people understand and use the technology efficiently. Continuous training helps to overcome people who are reluctant to change. Automated solutions, there are very many range of automated solutions available. Some techniques includes robotics, automation for data gathering, data analysis, and reporting by dashboards. So these are all various tools which auditors are using. Macros and scripts already, I hope some of you would have used it. Have you? And understanding IT role in business. What auditor has to understand, this point is relevant in this entire question. Auditor has to understand what applications the company is using. An auditor has to understand the IT infrastructure components for each application, and the company organization structure and governance. What are the policies and procedures and processes which they're following? The extent of IT integration and use of service organization. Understanding IT risks and controls. These are the various points which auditor has to understand and document like this. Okay, next. What are the key areas for an auditor to understand IT environment? In an IT environment, what auditor has to understand? First, understand the flow of transaction. Okay, like how transactions and information flow through IT system, and changes in flow can occur due to program changes. If application is changed, then the flow of transaction will also change. Identify significant systems. Auditor shall identify what applications, what infrastructures that are significantly affecting account balances and disclosures. Identify where and all companies using manual controls, where and all they are using automated controls, and identify what technologies they are using like blockchain or robotics or AI, Internet of Things or biometrics or drone, all that. And assessing complexity of the IT environment. So complexity varies in IT application. The complexity is decided by automation used in the organization, you know, entities reliance on system generated reports, customization involved in IT application. The more customized, the more complex. Okay, entity's business model, what changes happen to these softwares during the year, emerging technologies implementation. These are all various factors which auditor has to consider while assessing complexity of the IT environment. 4 marks question. Okay, next. What are the risks that are arising from use of IT? Like, because the technology is being used, what risks can arise? Unauthorized access to data. Somebody who knows your password can easily access your data. Yes or no? Risk of privileged access. Some users in the organization will have higher access powers. Super users, we call them as, and they can unauthorizedly change the data. And if you fail to update the software, that leads to a vulnerability. Inappropriate manual intervention. Suppose the system is processing some data, suddenly in between the, you're pressing escape or something like that, manual intervention. Okay, then data loss. Data loss or corruption can occur due to poor cyber security control or hackers. This can lead to fraud and theft of sensitive data. System downtime. Okay, system downtime. Integration risks. Because what is integration risk? Suppose, no, if at all the software is so integrated, if that fails, remaining components also stop functioning. So integration risks will be there because of use of IT. Compliance risk. Regulatory compliance risks arise when changing laws and guidelines, and performance issues because of heavy data load, network usage, slow response time. These are all various risks that are arising from use of IT. Five points you can remember. What are the IT risks that are there in the systems? 5 points you have to write. Clear? You see, for every concept I give a heading for easier understanding. Understood? Importance to identify IT dependencies. Obviously, when you're understanding the IT environment of an entity, you should also understand IT dependencies. IT dependency means what? Suppose companies trusting based on system generated report. Yes or no? That's an IT dependency. So documenting IT dependencies helps identify how IT is supporting the business, and also you will get to know potential risks. IT dependencies occur. When IT dependencies will occur? When information technology is used to initiate the transaction, information technology is used to authorize the transaction, for recording transaction, for processing transaction, or to report transaction, or financial data included in transaction. Today, no doubt, every company is IT dependent. Yes or no? All the banks, almost everything is IT dependent. For initiating, recording, processing, everything is dependent on IT. Types of IT dependencies. Automated controls. Like automated controls enforce business rules in IT environment. For example, you say in your bank, no, if you transfer for a newly added user beyond certain amount, the bank will disable for the first day. Suppose if you change the SIM, for example, if you reactivate the SIM once again, for first 24 hours you will not get any OTP. These are all automated controls. Next, reports. System generated reports, they provide information for manual controls and performance review. By the way, this question was asked in May 24. Types of IT dependencies. I think inside that this this entire matter was asked. Okay, if system is performing calculations automatically, IT systems are performing calculation, then that is also a type of IT dependency. Security and segregation of duties are controlled by IT. For example, user ID, account password, user ID was allocated. Okay, so that is an IT dependency. Interfaces transfer data between IT systems, like from payroll subledger to general ledger, from stock record to from stock records to purchase records to trade payables to payments. Clear? These are all various types of IT dependencies. They may ask you, what are various types of IT dependencies? Give 3 examples. Next, the auditor has to understand and respond to risks arising from IT. Like, first understand IT dependencies, also understand IT general controls. What is the impact on control design? IT dependencies can affect how entity controls are designed and implemented. Evaluating IT general controls and risks. So IT general controls, nothing but general controls. Okay, access security, program change controls, data center and network operating controls. Data center and network operating controls, what is their objective? Their objective is to ensure production systems are appropriately backed up to meet financial reporting objectives. Data center and network operation controls means their objective is to ensure production systems are properly backed up. Program change controls, to ensure that system modifications are still meeting with financial reporting objective. Access security, to ensure that access to programs, access to data is authenticated and authorized so that financial reporting objectives are met. What is financial reporting objective? Ultimately, true and fairness of the financial statements. Next, this is also called as general IT control. IT general control or general IT control. See, controls are again 2 types: general IT controls, application controls. That's it. Next, cyber risks. Cyber risks means what? Cyber attack. For example, cyber attack is an attempt to gain unauthorized access to a system with the intention to damage, steal, alter, disable, or destroy the data. So regulators require many financial institutions to assess maturity of cyber security program and manage cyber risk and enhance resiliency against cyber attacks. Common cyber attacks: malware, denial of service attack, phishing attack, spoofing attack, identity based attacks. In the recent May 25, they gave MCQ. Okay, they gave MCQ on various types of attacks. So, okay, malware means what? A file present on your system which is corrupting the system. Okay, like ransomware, fileless malware, Trojan, mobile malware. Ransomware means somebody will hack your system and lock the system. If you want to unlock it, you need to pay some money. Fileless malware means you don't find any file, it is hidden, okay, in the system, but that is accumulating the data, that is creating load on the system, this fileless malware. Trojan, it appears like a legitimate software often installed through phishing or social engineering. You will find many cracked apps, cracked versions of applications. When you're downloading that, Trojans will also be downloaded. Okay, and mobile malware, targeting mobile devices via malicious downloads, phishings, unsecured Wi-Fi, all that. Denial of service attack, DOS attack. DOS attack flood a network with false requests, disrupting business operations. You see on the results day, I say website will not work suddenly. That's because at a time, all people at a time, almost more than some 1 lakh, 2 lakh students are accessing result site at a time. So automatically the system cannot respond. DOS attack. Phishing. Phishing is a tactic to steal sensitive information. Phishing means what? You do phishing, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? So the moment fish catches the hook, it will come. Yes or no? Here also they'll be sending some mail or message where you click on the link, automatically your data will be stolen. So spear phishing, whaling, smishing, wishing. Wishing is through voice messages. Smishing is through SMS. Whaling is targeting top level management to steal money, data, all that. Spear phishing means what? Targeting specific individuals to steal login credentials. Okay, spoofing means what? Like spoofing involves disguising as trusted source. Okay, suppose no, RIL.com is there. Okay, relianceindustries.com or infosys.com is there. I will create a website called infosis.com. Infosys.com. Yes or no? So the moment you type Infosys, I will make sure SEO works in such a way. The moment you type Infosys will come. This my website will come. Everything appears very clear. Just that I let alone change. Exact company official website will be as it is in this. And I will gather your sensitive data, all that. That and all is called as spoofing attack. Domain spoofing. Right now what I told is called as domain spoofing and email spoofing. Okay. Next. Identity based attacks. Identity based attack means it occurs when an attacker uses compromised user credentials to impersonate a legitimate user. Nothing but your password is stolen by somebody and they can log in your name directly. And insider threats, DNS tunneling, IoT based attacks, Internet of Things attack. Okay, like IoT attacks target Internet of Things devices, which allows hackers to control devices like this one, smart cars, all the smart refrigerators, smart TVs, all this. In companies also they are using all many IoT things. Next, what are the stages of cyber risks? The stages are totally 3. Okay, now assess the cyber risk, identify the impact, manage the risk. Okay, what is cyber risk framework? No organization is immune to cyber risk. Like these common threats are ransomware, phishing, hacking, all that. Company insider might be doing this. Impact of the cyber risk, regulatory cost. This itself can be asked as a question. What is the impact of cyber risk? Okay, cyber risk means what is the impact of cyber risk? Regulatory cost, business interruption, data loss, ransomware attack, IP theft. The response cost is very high. Incident response cost, breach of privacy, fines and penalties. So the companies has to follow a strategic approach to mitigate the cyber risk. Now, gain a holistic understanding of cyber risk, assess IT and cybersecurity programs, align security, cybersecurity and IT transformations, and understand accepted risk and document compensating controls, all that. Cybersecurity framework. The framework has totally 5 parts. The framework has 5 parts. Cybersecurity framework. Identify the risk, protect the risk, detect the risk, respond to the risk, and recover. So, in a cybersecurity framework, company will implement policies for identifying risk and protecting the risk, how to protect the risk, and responding to the risk, and recover from the risk. The companies will establish policies for all this. What are control considerations for cyber risks? Controls around vendor setup and modification. This was asked for 4 marks in number 24 or some attempt. In one of the attempt it was asked. Of course, May 24 is the first attempt, number 24 is the second attempt, May 25 was the latest attempt. Okay, only 3 items there on this particular chapter. So vendors, I mean controls around vendor setup and modification, because most of the frauds happens in many organizations, big companies, is vendor related frauds. Okay, so incorrect fund transfer. Entities may mistakenly send funds to fraudsters, reducing liabilities owed to actual vendors, impacting the financials. So determine who is responsible for vendor master data changes and whether the process is centralized or decentralized. In many companies, no, vendor addition, vendor approval will be IT team will take care. IT team will take care. Evaluate whether email is used for vendor data changes, whether multi-factor authentication is enabled. Now you see, almost in all internet banking applications, whenever you're adding beneficiary, official verification is being done. Earlier, no, I can put any name, but I just add account number, right IFSC. That is enough. Name is not matching. Even if the name is not matching, bank will do fund transfer. Now when you're adding the account, it is asking verify the account. If you verify the account, whatever name given by third party and that name matching on it, you can check out. If there is an inconsistency, you will not add it. Understood? Yes. Next. So SS systems and technologies used for initiating, authorizing, processing vendor data changes. Define authentication protocols for verifying vendor data changes. See, these are all vendor related controls. What are the controls around vendor setup? Who has to do vendor changes? You know, if at all any vendor data is changed, whether email is used, multi-factor authentication is used or not. SS systems and technologies for initiating recording. Define authentication protocol for verifying vendor data changes. You know, vendor data change cannot be happened just by IT personnel. CFO has to involve, IT personnel has to involve, multi-factor authentication. Next. Controls around EFT, electronic fund transfer. Ensure the person responsible for wire transfer. Wire transfer is nothing but internet banking transfer. They are educated on phishing scams. They must be given guidelines on, see, you might get a, emails, all that pretending as an official, so be careful. Define authentication protocol for verifying wire transfer, like callback procedure, dual authentication, like that. So review systems and technologies used for initiating, authorizing and releasing wire transfer. What system they are using for internet banking transfer, all that. Controls around patch management. Entities, ensure that entity has a patch management program in place and run periodic vulnerability scan to identify missing or unapplied patches. Understand how the entity is notified of patches by external vendors, like Microsoft for Windows patches. There are so many softwares that are there which will be incorporated, which will be installed in our system, which will identify patch management. Okay, which will identify loopholes. Wherever there is a loophole identified, they will request you to update a patch. Next, remote audit. What is remote audit? Technically, work from home audit is nothing but remote audit. Yes or no? Today everyone is doing remote audit only, honestly speaking. Okay, you're all work from home audit. Big four employees, some of them, some 10 to 15% are doing work from home, and sitting in India, they're doing audit of foreign companies. How are they doing? Remote audit. So remote audit or virtual audit is now is when auditor uses an online or electronic means to conduct the audit. Today working papers are also completely electronic. It could be partially or completely virtual. Auditor uses technology to obtain evidence and also perform documentation. So when remote audit, what is the most important thing? Feasibility and planning. Agree on the timelines with the management. How meetings will happen? Data exchange methods will be what? Access, authorization request. The auditor has to agree all these things with the client whenever there is a remote audit. And technology and resources. Ensure feasibility of the technology. Check whether auditors and clients have required competences so that audit can be conducted virtually. Check whether necessary resources are available. And conduct video or teleconferencing and use document sharing platform for transferring audit evidences. Document sharing platform is nothing but working paper platform, caseware, all that. Then in remote audit, you need to be careful regarding confidentiality, security and data protection. That's why in remote audit, what we use, we use a VPN and then we do the audit so that nobody can enter into the system. And screenshots of client should not be taken without authorization. First of all, the app will not allow screenshot. Even if at all you took a screenshot, system cannot be shared. You can't share to anybody. Okay, screenshots of documents records should be approved by client organization. Consider laws that may require additional agreement whenever you're doing remote audit. Once audit evidence is reviewed, remove it from the platform and store according to the standards. And restrict access to document sharing platform and encrypted data to ensure security. Once your audit is over, the engagement team will not have access to that folder again. They will not get access to that particular folder. And risk assessment. This is not the small thing. So here, this can be asked as a 4 marks question. Feasibility and planning can be asked as a 4 marks question. What are the advantages and disadvantages no travel time advantage, work from home environment. Okay, evidence can be collected over extended period of time, not you need not interrupt any daily activities. And auditor will directly get first hand information without any mediators involvement. Wider selection of auditors, if at all there is a remote audit, I don't have to restrict to my auditor, local auditor, I can have auditor from across the globe. Disadvantages, network issues, no ability to observe facility culture or body language, time zone differences, doctor documents or omitted information, altered, doctor means something but altered. Okay, remote access, crucial challenges for auditors who do not have understanding of local laws and regulations. So these are all advantages and disadvantages of remote audit. Straight away this itself can be asked as a 5 marks question. Next, emerging technologies. Emerging technologies, entire introduction not required. Audit command language, Alteryx, Power BI, and Caseware. These are all various data analytics softwares. These are all various data data extraction and analytics softwares. These are all different companies. Okay, why are they giving about all the different softwares? Alteryx is a different company, ACL is a different company, Power BI is by Microsoft, Caseware is by a different company altogether. These are all different companies which are providing data analytics softwares. ACL is a data extraction and analysis software used for fraud detection, all that. It helps auditor find irregularities or patterns in transaction that may indicate. Example, ACL is used for trial balance reconciliation during audit. If a general ledger dump and system trial balance are provided, ACL can ensure data completeness beyond capacity of Excel by performing functions like record count, sum, pivoting with Excel, which Excel cannot handle. Alteryx, this software consolidates financial and operational data, automating analytics and performing machine learning to detect fraud and irregularities. It takes financial as well as non-financial. Both it will compare and give you analytical information. It helps automate periodic processes like reconciliations, consolidations, and continuous audits. Power BI is a business intelligence platform for aggregating, analyzing, visualizing, and sharing the data. Auditor can use it to identify outliers. Outliers means what? Exceptions, unusual things. Okay, for creating interactive dashboards. Power BI. These are all the real softwares actually. Caseware provides data analysis tools for audit engagements. Eliminating routine tasks and integrates everything. Then automated tools in audit, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence and blockchain and non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and robotic process automation. These are various artificial intelligence tools. So Internet of Things, they are like connected devices. And what are the components in this? They do collect the data, they analyze, and then they connect. Impact business models and exposes new risks. Audit implication, auditor may need to evaluate automated tools and new system, review consumer facing tools affecting transaction flow, train auditors to evaluate IoT related things. Common risks, hijacking, new risks from connected devices, connected cars, smartphones, refrigerators, all that. You see, they give stupid examples. They would have given Amazon warehouse examples, no? Amazon warehouse, all that example, no? Simple, they just Google IoT, whatever matters is copy paste. Artificial intelligence, AI learns and makes decisions based on data analysis and algorithm, like self-driving cars, smart assistants like Alexa, all that. Review AI algorithm. So auditor, what auditor has to do? You need to review the algorithm, how the algorithm is been written. Is it written with an unbiased manner or biased manner? Okay, and ensure AI outputs are reviewed. Consider AI impact on transaction flow. Self-driving car, AI systems in which will suggest you for flight bookings, all that. So security vulnerabilities, all these are all various risks. See, what is the meaning? This is what auditor has to consider. What is the risk involved? What are the examples? The 4 points are like, what is it? And what auditor has to consider? What risk is there in that? And what are the examples of that item? Blockchain. Blockchain uses a decentralized and distributed ledger with encryption for secure transactions. It is immutable blocks and validation by all the participants. Secures and tracks digital transaction. How audit risk? Review governance security of blockchain transaction. Assess how blockchain interacts with the legacy system. Ensure compliance with laws and regulations. Entire this cryptocurrency, NFT, they both use blockchain technology. That's why you just open NFT, any particular website, you will understand what are all transactions happening. Who are all buying, who are selling, everything you will get to know. Next. What is the risk here? Transaction you can't reverse, irreversibility, cyber attacks, and exposure to compliance issues across geography. Next. For example, Bitcoin and other crypto transaction, blockchains are used for instant settlements in banking. NFT represent ownership of unique item like digital art, music, video, secured by a blockchain and cannot be altered or copied. Contains digital signature. The risk involved in NFT is ownership issues and potential for online frauds. Audit NFT codes for safety. Auditor has to do audit of NFT codes. Review ownership and copyright concerns. Ensure data privacy is protected, like digital arts, music, sports. NFTs as a digital asset secured by blockchain technology. Okay, next. RPA. Robotic process automation, repetitive process via bots that can operate continuously. You open Swiggy, suppose you didn't receive the right order. Initially the bot will text with you, okay, like order something was missing. It will ask certain questions. It will only give refund also. No manual intervention. See, Swiggy itself is giving refund also. Package is lost. Depending upon your past data, past behavior with the Swiggy, okay, they will have some instructions. AI tools will be developed. This is completely RPA. Next, audit implications of RPA in detail. This is important. Now, auditor must understand robotic process automation processes, like how data is being extracted, how it is being aggregated, how it is being sanitized, and how it is being cleansed. Okay, sanitized and cleansed means nothing but analytics, analysis. A comprehensive audit may require for reviewing source code. Auditor need to know what tools are used for RPA development and review logs, configurations, all that. Common risks of RPA. Operational and executive risk. This itself can be asked as a 4 marks question. Operational and execution risks. Change management risks. RPA strategy risks. Unrealistic key performance indicator, wrong expectation, and poorly defined business goals create uncertainty. So management should evaluate RPS characteristics, potential limitations before starting the process. Before you automate some process, understand what is a business goal, whether that particular activity can be automated or not. Check out. If change management life cycle is not followed or testing is incomplete, it can lead to inaccurate. Whenever an RPA, see any system tool, no, it has some development cycle, system development life cycle, we call it as. It has to be developed, it has to be tested thoroughly, and any deficiencies has to be rectified and again testing. Without proper testing, you implement it. So that is called change management risks. And operational risk arise when robots are deployed without proper operating model. Wrong tools, wrong assumptions, shortcuts, poor security and compliance, they pose major risk. Proper responsibility training and clear role identification helps reducing these particular risks. Then you see, now again here there is another word called control considerations or objectives in auditing digitally. Control considerations. One question is considerations in auditing digitally. Another one, considerations for data, digital analysis. Some question is there. Digital audit analysis. First question. Okay. So that considerations is there. Considerations in auditing digitally. This is control considerations. They specifically are saying the word control considerations. So here technology risks point. Reliance on system that inaccurately process the data. This is IT risk. Unauthorized access to data is an IT risk. Unauthorized changes to data, unauthorized changes to systems, failure to make necessary changes, inappropriate manual intervention, potential loss of data. These are all various IT risks. Then next generation audit. Next generation audit is human lead, tech powered and data driven, combining emerging technologies to redefine how audits are being performed. The next gen audit focuses on leveraging technology to enhance audit quality. Like advanced technologies like 3D printing, AR, VR, biotechnology, drones, and quantum technology, they are all being used for next gen audit. Common risks. Emerging technologies come with risks like public safety, cyber security, data privacy, data protection, lack of standards, and technical challenges. Data tracking raises concerns about taxation, jurisdiction, and customer protection because privacy laws are different in every country. Regulators and auditors need to focus on controls around privacy, data security, all that. Then new technology, AR, VR. I hope you know, right? Pokemon Go game is there, right? Augmented reality, that's an example. Virtual reality, already, you go to any gaming zone in shopping malls, okay? VR games, roller coaster, everything. VR replaces the real world with a simulated one using devices like headset, VR headset, all that. Now AR and VR is used in architect industry, construction industry. VR is, AR and VR is being used. Metaverse, this was recently asked in May 25. The metaverse is a 3D digital space combining AR, VR, AI and cryptocurrency, enabling life-like experience. Future considerations for metaverse: building digital monetary systems and economic principles via virtual land, building governance models with user inputs, handling digital identity issues, ensuring synchronicity in real-time transactions, all that. Digital world will be created. Inside that you will be given one character, there will be a seller, there will be a buyer, there will be a virtual thing. You will be trading there. Tell me, derivatives are there, right? Derivatives are what, tell me. It's simply speaking, it's a business of emotions. It's nothing but it's a business of emotion. Derivatives, will they contribute to company in any way? Nothing. Yes or no? That's it. Then what are the potential applications of virtual reality? For virtual banking, digital asset management, virtual financial education, virtual meetings and conferences, data visualization and analytics. In all these cases, VRs can be used, virtual reality can be used. That's it. Digital audit is over. So what you need to understand in digital audit, you should leave it. So, no, it takes time for us to remember that. Lengthy chapter, weightage is 4 only or 5 marks only. By the time you study digital audit, you can study in depth internal audit, group audit, and internal group, and you can also study NBFC also. Okay, so the effort you spend on digital audit, you can spend on 3 different chapters where the weightage will be 10 marks easily, and digital audit 5. And even if you study thoroughly, the probability of scoring is very tough. Okay, that's it. That's why I always tell, digital audit, risk assessment and internal control, and 17th topic is the right due diligence, investigation, forensic, that entire like if at all in that you want to study forensic accounting, you study at least, because that's a small topic, simple topic also. Okay, so these 3 you can confidently leave, no problem at all. Like I don't know how many of you are writing for 120 out of 120 marks. Okay, I am an average guy. I write only 80 marks of the paper. I am not writing 120 marks. Okay, so target 80 marks of the paper, that's enough for getting 60 plus. Some students write 120, they'll get 11 only final. It's not how many marks you write, it's about with what perfection you write. Okay, so 3 chapters or 4 chapters you can confidently leave, as long as you're able to attempt 80, 85, 90 marks, that is sufficient. Okay, that's it. Fine. So we'll stop this session and then we'll go for MCQ discussion.